Well, let's return now to our top story about Ukraine. And a delegation of senior Ukrainian politicians have been in London meeting ministers and MPs. Now, we had hoped to be speaking to the former heavyweight boxing champion and presidential hopeful Vitaly Klitschko, but unfortunately he's been taken ill. So I am now joined from Westminster by a Ukrainian MP and another presidential possible, Petro Poroshenko. Mr. Poroshenko, how worried are you about this build-up of Russian troops in Ukraine, on the borders of Ukraine?
The situation in Ukraine is really difficult. Ukraine is under aggression of the Russian forces. Our Crimean territory is occupied by thousands of Russian forces with a smoke screen, a so-called fake referendum. And about 100,000 of Russian troops are near Ukrainian border, Russian-Ukrainian border. And I think that we try to do our best to avoid the escalation of military conflict. And that is one of the purposes of our visit, for being well coordinated with the Americans and European Union partners, especially taking into account the responsibility which United States and United Kingdom, together with France and China, take under Budapest Memorandum, which guaranteed, when Ukraine voluntarily rejected from the nuclear weapons, sovereignty and territorial integrity of Ukraine.
Okay, but do you think that the West is doing enough to help you? Are you getting all the support you need from the West, given that some have said that the sanctions that have been applied so far are quite timid?
I think that the situation in the West is improving. Of course, we're demanding from the very beginning that from the Ukrainian authorities, who was a criminal and who provided lots of deaths, if the sanction was introduced a little bit earlier, maybe it saved at least 100 lives. But now we see here in UK and in the European Union is really good, because especially taking into account today's statement of the Prime Minister Cameron in the House of Commons, when we absolutely give them a firm position about the Russians and introducing the third wave of possible sanction against Russia. And
but it's clear that Western military action is off the table, isn't it?
Look, if we're talking about the ground operation of the British soldiers in Ukraine, not at all. We have our own army. But if we're talking about the financial, economic sanction against Russian companies who financing and participating in this type of the aggression, that also can be quite effective. Tomorrow, General Assembly of the United Nations will demonstrate that Russia is in a complete isolation in the present world. And this well-coordinated procedure for the coordination for the security, coordination for the economic assistance, coordination for the human rights is crucially important for us, because I think only well-coordinated action, Great Britain, whole European Union, United States and the whole world can bring the effective solution for the deoccupying Crimea and peaceful way out from this current situation.
Petro Poroshenko, thank you very much for joining us, and indeed for taking the place of Vitaly Klitschko at the last minute. Thank you.
Thank you.